Welcome back to another episode of Lifetime Talks. I'm David Freeman.
And I'm Jeimy Martin. And we have another Jeimy joining us today. This is fun and exciting. We have Jeimy Bueno Prisby joining us.
What is up?
Oh, we're so happy to have you here. You're normally in New York. You came to Minnesota to film with us.
I know. This is so exciting and definitely keeping things hot here in the studio. Because out there, Minnesota, I love you. I don't love your weather.
I hear you.
I'm right there with you.
I know. You two are the out-of-towners.
Yes.
Oh, well, here you go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to read a little bit about your bio because I want people to know about you. So Jeimy is from the Dominican Republic. She came to the U.S. in 2005 to work in the physical therapy field and started her career at Lifetime in 2014, where she is now the manager of Studio Cycle, dance, yoga, bar, and signature group training classes based out of the Lifetime Westchester Club in Harrison, New York. She leads classes in the club and through live streaming. Jeimy has been a dancer since the age of 3, participating in prestigious groups, competitions, and shows in the Dominican Republic and in the U.S. She became a licensed Zumba instructor in 2011 and is now considered a top talent for Zumba fitness. So you might guess that we're talking about why dance today with Jeimy.
Yes.
All right. So Jeimy, let's start there. I will say, I think I told you this earlier, that I don't consider myself a dancer, but is that really true? Are all of us dancers to some degree?
We all have a heartbeat. I'm going to start with that. So we do have the famous phrase that everybody uses in the U.S. We all dance to the beat of our own drum. It's not about the skill. It's about the feeling. And motion causes emotion. And that's what dance does. So you don't need to be a dancer. You just need to move your body. And your body is the freedom of representation of what we call dance.
I love that.
I love that. It's a universal language, too, when you think
Right.
of music and movement. And you've been all over the world. So when you now go into a country that may not speak the same language as you, but you understand how you're still making connection through dance, how powerful is that?
I have no words. And at that moment, it doesn't matter that you don't have the words, because the special connection is through music and through movement. And I experienced that, especially when I was in South Korea and when I was in Japan. I did not speak the language whatsoever, and I needed to be with a translator all the time. At the moment of the stage, I did not need any translation, and the connection is beyond what you can imagine, and you don't feel like a foreigner. You feel like you belong, and it does not matter that we don't speak the same language because we're moving to the same beat. So that is very powerful indeed.
Yeah.
Well, that's really, it seems to me, like the mental and emotional side of dancing, right? But that's one of the benefits. We want to talk too, because we are all about health and fitness, about the physical benefits as well. So talk to us a little bit about why dance is something that all of us can do for the most part.
For the most part, dance can take you to many different options. I stay away from calling it levels. It's not about leveling up or measuring ourselves to the standards of someone else. It's just to start moving. So in that realm, it is beneficial to move, and to different rhythms, it will allow you to express that movement. I love the health aspect of it because you don't need equipment. That's the first thing.
Right.
I love equipment. I love the strength part of it, but this is a complementary mental and physical aspect of a healthy way of life. And all you need is music and just losing inhibitions and dance like no one is watching.
I like what you said in the beginning, as far as if you have the heartbeat, you have some sense of rhythm, so therefore move to the beat of your drum. That's usually the barriers that individuals have. I have no rhythm, or I'm not able to dance, I can't dance. So in their head, they're thinking they're not able to. So how would you help break those barriers down for those individuals to get into a class and start to just get their body moving?
I go to the primitive feeling of being a child. You coming out of a womb with absolutely no skill, and you learn as you go, and you fall and you get up. And then the first thing you do, you crawl, you walk, you hop, you skip, then you run. Take it by those stages. Understand the dance is the same. Taken by the rhythms, taken by what feels in your body right. And it's not about the aesthetic of it. It's about this feels like it's making me really happy, and I am moving. So that's the way I see it. Take it to the basic. When somebody, and they have told me in the past, whether it's a member, a Lifetime, or in general, I cannot do what you do. I said, do you know the word impossible means possible? Just break it down.
Yeah.
So the same thing with dance, break it down, make it easy to follow in a class setting, and the participant will feel successful. And practice, just practice.
The reps.
So one thing that I've noticed in the dance classes that I have taken, and many of them have been through live streaming and virtual, is just the powerful sense of community, because you can see into those studios and see the people and see the energy. How does that work for, I mean, just that social element of it, how powerful is that?
I would tell you that the true testament of that is when we were apart from each other for a while. Community, it was one of the biggest drivers into my career shift from being a clinician full time and just teaching classes into absolutely making my career because of the element of community. Feeling that energy and feeling that you're changing lives, not because they have to come to your office, but because they want to come to your office. It's a very, very powerful tool to make you make those decisions that, as my mom would say, you putting your career to the side. I'm like, no, I'm putting my career to use. I'm just moving differently. I'm moving my patients differently, and I don't call them patients, they're the members. So the experience is movement, and I'm still healing. Perhaps not a shoulder fracture or a hip replacement, but I'm still healing in a way that it may reflect a little bit more on the mental health side, and they want to come into the club because they look forward for the feeling of community.
Right.
Let's stay right there on community, like you being an inclusion ambassador with the community that you see that comes through those doors. You see any and everything that's from underneath the sun, regardless of their sex, their race, or whatever it is, and you see that community come together. Talk to us a little bit about the power of bringing people together through dance.
Dance has no language, no color, no race, no preference of, like I said before, levels of dancing. It just is. You press play, and it becomes a universal language of love, and it is almost unexplainable until you press play. I can definitely tell you, the music transcended from the soul to your body, and it does, if you let it, it does heal. So.
Awesome.
You just said something in that, excuse me, as well, about kind of being present. And I think that's one thing that when we're worried about aesthetics all the time, we're not in the moment. We're not letting ourselves enjoy where we're at. But when you're in a dance class, whether it's Zumba or a dance jam, like you have to be paying attention and present so you can follow the footwork or kind of learn the move. And I feel like that's one thing. It's like you kind of get out of your head. Just like, it's just that freedom that happens. That's what I found to be really amazing about it. And I've just recently started doing this with regularity, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what that feels like, to not be constantly worried about what it looks like.
You hit it on a very, very important note. Like, you have to be concentrated on what you're doing, especially when you're taking a new instructor.
Right.
You do not know their moves, their cueing. You have to be constantly making eye contact. So it makes you forget not only what you look like, but what you're going through, if you're going through something that day, that week, that month. Excuse me. And as humans, we all going through challenges that with dance, it makes it go away. It first puts your mind to work, your memory, the ability for your body to work a muscle memory and remember, okay, she did this already in the chorus, so she's probably going to do it again. But do you have to be constantly present and engaged with that instructor? And in that hour, 45 minutes, however long that class is, you are leaving behind what is not essential to your happiness, and you're putting your happiness first because you're letting the dance take you there.
Yeah, that's been my experience of late. It's just like, I'm here in that music, and I just get excited about that next song or that next routine that I know is coming. So fun.
Dance like nobody's watching, right? Just be free within that space, be present. I want to go back to early childhood years, right? When you started to discover your love for dance, and when you came across whatever it was, whether it was a song, whether you were dancing with friends and family, like when was it that you were like, it clicked and you were like, this is something I truly love and I can't wait, maybe when I become older, to be able to touch so many different lives with dance?
It's funny that you mentioned that. So my father was a artist, a local artist, and in our home he had his own studio, padded with carpet, and everybody would believe the music was so loud. It's like there's no way Jamie's, she's gonna go to sleep, and I'm the first child, and I would sleep on the carpet. I would sleep with the music on. So I was always exposed to certain level of when artists were visiting, when he just wanted to serenade my mom or serenade whomever was visiting. If it was a female family member or friend, and it clicked on me, and that's why number 3 is very essential for me. 3 years old. Yeah. One of my favorite artists, and it was my favorite at the time, according to my dad, was Michael Jackson. So this song is called Beat It. You know it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We all know it.
Yeah.
So every time he would play it, I would say, Papi, beat it, beat it. And he would play it, and I would dance with him. And I think that carried on through the years. And then I started, when I noticed him as an artist, a dancer, a performer, and then I started watching his videos. Then I said, oh my gosh, this is the same guy. This is what I want to do. I want to dance like him. I want to be like him. So I think that was the moment. Wow. The moonwalk did it for me.
Isn't that, it's wild, because when you think of Michael Jackson, how he's been able to transcend over each and every generation, regardless if it was our parents, us, our kids. Like you just said, beat it. I can tell you right now, when I put that on, where my son goes, and it just automatically, like, he just goes into this zone. And it's amazing as far as, once again, the power of music. He's probably seen Michael Jackson dance here or there, but for him to be able to take what he's seen and translate it to his version of being Michael in that moment, or being Bane in that moment. So it's powerful how you can move the masses to movement, allow them to escape whatever may be going on in the world for that 60 minutes or however long, and just literally just be free. That's powerful.
Within that freedom, I had a second coming to Jesus, if you will, with Michael Jackson. 2017, I was doing artistry evaluations in the clubs in Vegas, and I decided to go and watch the Cirque du Soleil show of Michael Jackson by myself. I took the pictures, I put the hat, and I'm like, and I called my dad from there. I FaceTime, and I said, I wish you were here. And when that song came on, I became 3 years old again. I got off my seat. I started crying. I started dancing. I started moving. And I was like a testament. Okay, I started with Lifetime in 2014. I really didn't know if this was the right decision, leaving a career, a successful career behind for a career that I did not know where it was going to take me, just because I was passionate about it. Right. And Beat It sounded, and I said, I'm working for Lifetime. And I'm watching the show, and the song came on. This is full circle. This makes sense. This is where I want to be. This is why I dance.
Wow. Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. Chills.
That's good. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I think what we've really hit on here is just the power of movement, right? Whether it's, and there's a certain song that comes on, there's something. I mean, I think we all could probably pick a song that for us is that song, right? So we know that dance offers a lot of physical benefits, a lot of mental benefits, but just that kind of connection that it creates for us to memory in those pieces is pretty powerful.
Yeah. And it continues to create memories as we continue to move through life. So I want to touch on, again, the experiential piece that so many individuals, when they walk through those doors, how they come in one way and leave another. I've seen plenty of different posts, like on social, and the age ranges from, young to I call experienced, right, individuals. And to see that you're still able to make impact to individuals that may be 20 plus years older than you is powerful in a sense too. So if you can remember, I know you got a few maybe, but like certain stories that you just remember that stand out to you. And I remember, I think y'all were in the gymnasium, and it was an older young lady.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
My special lady.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah, tell me that. Yeah.
She has been my Zumba student for about 8 years. She's going to be she's very proud, and she says it. That's why I'm like very open about it. I met her when she was in her late 70s, so she is about to hit her 90s. And it is incredible, the journey, the connection, and the community that dance and music has created between us and his generation is maybe 2 generations in that I didn't think. And to be quite honest, the first time she took my class 7 years ago, I was petrified. And I had to really control my energy and understand and read the room. And she was the only new student. And at that particular time, I did not judge it by the age. I just wanted to make sure that she felt successful. And it was so much so that when I evolved from the company that I was working for and going full time to Lifetime, she followed me there. And here we are. She met other amazing, dance and Zumba instructors in a Lifetime. And she's a very, very, very happy soul to be around. She's medicine to my soul. I love to see her dance because she moves to her own beat of her drum. And when they interview her and ask her what about it, she's like, if it wasn't for Jeimy, I would have been in a hospital bed. So that's what I meant by healing. And she healed me by being in the room with me. And she said that I have helped heal her to not being and feel alone, especially after she lost her dance partner, which was her husband. So it's very cool to see her. And very cool when she records me. And she's like, I took your live stream. I was very cold. I couldn't get out of the house. So that was great, too. That is really great. But at the gymnasium at that time, that was when we first opened. And it was mask on. And we have a special song. It's called Love. And it says, we only love. And at that particular time, that was the first time back. And we had a social distance. So I couldn't hug her. And I saw her and I saw her tearing and I started tearing and I stopped dancing. I didn't get emotional. God. So she just reached for my hand as if I'm not afraid to hold your hand because I miss you. Right. And at that particular time, I just went on my knees and I just I let her dance and then I got up and then I held her hand and at the end of the song, we hugged ourselves in a symbol of hugging each other. Right. Through Lifetime, dance did that.
Yeah. I remember watching that video and thinking, wow, this is pretty powerful. And to see people come back together, even if it's not the way that we thought we would want to. Even if we have to be distanced in doing that, I remember being like, this is pretty, the power of connection matters and connection matters and seeing each other. So, well, Jeimy, you have been here with us. We're in a mini episode, so we have to keep this short, but is there anything else you want our listeners to know about dance or just anything else about you want to share today?
I strongly encourage everyone who feels in any shape or form that you need to be a dancer to dance, to shift the mindset into if you're moving, and it does not matter in which form, you are dancing. And at that moment, you're going to have the transformation from your mind to your heart, to your soul, to your feet, and they will move. It's not about having 2 left feet. It's about knowing that your heart is on the left side of your body, and you can just going to move. So I encourage everyone to dance. I encourage everyone to get out of that chair if you're working all day sitting. And I encourage everyone to go back to music. Listen to their songs that make the childhood memorable, make their college year fun and exciting, or is making memories that is helping you to remember that person that is no longer in your life physically. It will connect you back and it will make you move. So that's my advice.
There it is. Mic drop. We enjoy having you here. Any place that people can find you?
Only a Lifetime.
Lifetime, but Instagram?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram at JEIMY BUENO. Well, let me spell that again. It's Jeimy, but my father made a beautiful number on me and make it unique. And the E is the I, and the I is the E in Spanish. So it's JEIMY dot BUENO, as in good, bueno. So you can find me there on Instagram, and I post anywhere from my workouts that are keeping me strong so I can keep on dancing and keep my stability on my bones and my muscles. I also post funny, real content. People need laughter once in a while. And also dancing, of course, first and foremost.
We love it. Thank you for making the trip here to see us and be with us. It's been great.
This is absolutely my pleasure. I could not be happier and we started dancing, I think we should finish dancing.
Yeah, I'm going to dance away with this episode. I can tell you that much.
I love it.
Thanks, Jeimy.
Thank you so much,
You got it.
David, Jeimy. It's a pleasure.
That's it.